Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live with Georgia. Hello, welcome. It's Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Live with Georgia means that we are reading tarot, and I am taking questions for $10. The link is in the description to pay by credit card or pay by PayPal or pay by Zelle, and these are the cards I'm popping up. Today was a very special day. My twins, who are the older two of my three children, turned 9 today. And we had a wonderful, wonderful party in Central Park. And it was just simply divine. Wonderful cake, lots of friends. The kids are running around having a ball. And I'm just filled with the joy of today and the marking of 9 years of my becoming a mother and the experience of that and how it's expanded my whole life, really, and the love in my life has expanded, and my capacity to understand not only myself in a deeper way, because when you look at how you relate with your children, you learn more about yourself in a very deep way. Look at that. So I pulled up hi, everybody. Let me know that you're here. Let me know, because I'm going to ramble on a little bit. I've had a beer today, so that's my one. I need to come out and say that. I'm not sure how the readings are going to sound, but I'll make sure that before I start doing the readings, I'll ground. And I'll make sure, well, actually, I'm grounding right now. I have a grounding mat. If you go to earthing.com, I think I've talked about earthing and making sure that we all stay grounded. I was barefoot all day in the park today, and I'm grounding right now. But I think grounding is one, but what I'll make sure that I do before I start reading. Hey, Charlie, how's it going? Linda, hello. Susanna, thank you so much for coming to the children's party. They love your presence. Thank you so much. We're so lucky, so lucky to know you. And thanks, everybody, for being here, and thanks for saying hi. So it's just been a wonderful day. But isn't this interesting how, me as a mother, as mothers probably relate to this card. This card just popped out as I was talking about my becoming a mother 9 years ago with the twins when they were born, and how, you think your life is going to go one way, and what children come and do is that they take it in a whole new direction. I really didn't have any expectations of what it would mean to be a mother, or what it would mean to have children or look after children or be with children. I'd kind of forgotten that part of my childhood. But once you're with them, you learn how to be, and you learn how to not be, and you learn how, that's unconscious, and this is part of the way I was brought up. I don't want to be doing that, and how do I change that? And then suddenly there's you're not thinking about yourself anymore. You're thinking about how your behavior affects young children that are going to go out in the world to do the same behavior that you're doing. And it's incredible how it makes you really, 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 really acutely aware of how you relate in the world. And it's enriching, and I'm so grateful that they came into my life, and I'm so grateful for my family. So this is a wonderful, I'm really glad to be able to share that with everyone. Jennifer, hello. Thank you. So Jennifer, we had a wonderful time with you in the summer. The kids love you. You are their best Auntie Jennifer friend. Mummy, she's one of your best friends. We want to play with Jennifer, the funny one. We want to play with the funny one. So I'm going to spend some time. I don't know if anybody has any questions. Tonight is the last night that we will be gathering money, or 30% of all of the proceeds tonight will go to Rainforest Flow. And tonight is the last night. So we have been collecting our donation for the last 2 months. And at the end of October, at the end of this week, I'll sort of tally up all of what we've gathered. And I think we're probably up at around $80. And tonight I wanted to just do readings straight, if that's okay. And if anybody's studying the tarot, please read along with me. If anyone has any questions and is open to having everyone take a look and have a read of your question, it's sometimes helpful to have 1 or 2 or 3 different people's interpretations. I personally, when that happens, I like to bring all of the interpretations together so that the person who's receiving the message gets a sort of a neat package, so that it all makes sense together, that we're not, because you have different people interpreting differently, sometimes it sounds different, but actually we're all saying the same thing because we're all picking up the same energetic vibrational waves. And, the information that we get, I believe, is valid. It's the way we interpret it sometimes, or the language that we use. So the language that we use comes from our own database. And I wanted to say that thank you to everybody who has signed up for the Learn to Read Tarot Play Shop coming up in November, which is wonderful, wonderful. We are sold out. Yay! Fantastic. So the 8 or possibly 9 lucky people are going to be learning how to read the tarot. If they already know how to read a little bit, they'll certainly be learning a little bit more. And then if they have absolutely no experience whatsoever, they'll definitely be able to read by the end of the day. So I'm tuning into that, and I'm getting very excited about that play shop. And if you missed out, don't worry. I'm doing another one in March. So get on the waiting list. Email me, georgiamarantos@gmail.com. Jennifer, thank you. Thank you. Oh, Linda, you're paying for a reading right now. Thank you so much. So Linda is first. Here we go. I've got your name down, Linda. And today, because Rainforest Flow, this is the last night that we are going to gather money for Rainforest Flow. We're going to choose a new charity. So please, if there is a charity that is close to your heart, please, please, please type the name of a charity. Oh, thank you so much, Colleen. Thank you for telling me that I look lovely. It's always nice to be told you look lovely. It's wonderful. If you have a charity that's close to your heart, please write it down and put it in the comments. And what I'll do is I'll write down the name of all these charities that have been nominated, and we'll choose one for the month of November. I'm very excited to be doing that. I'm also super excited to hand over our donation to Nancy Santullo, who's a good friend. And right, so make sure if you have any questions about sort of learning the tarot, I'm always open to hearing from you. And if you received my weekly email, which actually went out early this week, I've changed the tarot tips section to a tarot Q&A. So if you have, I'd love that section to be interactive. I'd love to hear from people to see if they have any sort of queries for the tarot, like, when did it start, or how does tarot relate to astrology, or I was doing this spread. If you're actually already studying the tarot, I did this spread and I got this card and I couldn't quite interpret it with the question that I had. So I want to do like a Q&A. So I'm changing. I've got a brand new section. It's going from tarot tips to tarot Q&A. And so I hope that you can interact with me in that way. And if you want to, just send me an email, georgiamarantos@gmail.com, or get on my email list, which is georgiamarantos.com/contact. You can just subscribe on that page, and or you can just send me your email or put your email here. Oh, Jennifer, you paid for a reading tonight. Wonderful. Okay. So we have Linda and Jennifer. Wonderful. Superb. And I'm so excited. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for contributing to Rainforest Flow. 30% of all the proceeds go to Rainforest Flow tonight. Thank you. I don't know if you all saw my post on Instagram, but because it's the twins' birthday today, I was hoping that we might be able to stop at 60 minutes. So we'll try to pack as much in and spending the evening with them. So it was literally 9 years ago today that I was holding them in my arms. Hi, everyone. So I'm now pulling a card for Linda. Thank you, Linda. The giveaway tonight is actually a free reading with me, a 30-minute reading. I thought that I was going to be able to get this mala done, but the children's birthday preparations kind of got the better of me. So these are the beads. I think I've shown them to you all before. These are aquamarine beads. And what I'll do is I'll actually announce a special day where once I've finished it, once I've put it together and you all see it, and I do believe that it kind of comes together fairly quickly. There's a beautiful red thread that will be between these, and they're very Tibetan. So they're beautiful beads. And once they're together, I'll announce it, and then we'll make that special show that comes up after the announcement that Saturday, maybe in a week or two. And we'll have that one as a giveaway, which is a super special. Linda, yeah, you can ask a question. Absolutely. I'm just shuffling for you. And I'll make sure to ground and connect because I've got the buzz of the children's party still happening. They've opened up all their presents. There's wrapping paper, plastic. Oh dear, so much plastic. There's lots of toys, lots of excitement, the happiest faces, best day ever's. It's just so wonderful. It's really been quite a day. And I was actually really looking forward to sharing that with all of you too. The idea of, having a wonderful day with my family and then also having this wonderful evening, this kind of special connection that we have every Saturday night. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. It's interesting, Linda. I've wanted to clear the cards. So I'm just laying all the cards out. So for people who are reading their own cards, or reading for others, sometimes, and people do this in their own way, they shuffle the cards or they sort of put them on an altar in terms of clearing them. So I feel like I'm just clearing the cards at the moment, spending a bit of time doing that. And what I do is I put them upright. And I've mentioned quite a few times that I only read them upright. That's not to say that reading them reversed is bad or good. It's just the way that I've learned. And you can certainly teach yourself to read them reversed. And there's a lot of tarot, bibliography around that. You could find tons of books on reading tarot reversals and how to become an expert in that. And there is a lot to learn around that too, right? Because it's not just always the negative aspect. It could just be, one part of the aspect of the arcana that you're looking at that gets twisted, or it could be something completely different. Here we go, Linda. All right, I'm gonna take 3 deep breaths, and then I'm gonna read your question. So if you want to, take 3 deep breaths with me. Here we go. Deep breath in and out, and in and out. Let's connect with your high sense and stay grounded. Thank you. And we give thanks for the information that comes through. Amen. Linda's question is, a love interest got back in touch with me for my birthday and says he still loves me. We have a bunch of challenges, but is there a possibility for a serious romantic relationship in the future? Okay, Linda. I'm going to pull one card. This is essentially a yes and no answer question, right? For those of us who are learning the tarot, I have often answered this question looking at sort of past, present, future, but at the moment I feel like I need to pick one card and tell a story around it. So we have this card, the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles indicates like a new beginning. And because of the page, the pages represent youth or, a youngness or a not immaturity, but that sense of something that hasn't quite ripened yet. So this card gives me that feeling that there's more to come, because you've got this young sort of man that's looking at this pentacle and admiring it. So is there where you say this person has come back into your life and we say, and the love interest has exploded again? Yes. So this card is validating the fact that it's actually happening in your life. Is there a chance? Is there a possibility for a serious romantic relationship in the future? This card says yes to me because it's open. There's admiration. If you look at the facial expression of this young page looking at the pentacle, there's just, he's admiring it. He's holding it tenderly. There's a lot of it feels pure. And so what we also have down here, and this is where my attention is going to, is these 1, 2, 3, 4 trees. And I have to talk about the trees. I don't know what they mean. I'm going to have a little look. They're kind of huddled together. And so here in the forefront is this idea of this relationship that you have, and this may represent the challenges that you're talking about, because they're kind of huddled in the back, and it's almost like these trees are kind of talking amongst one another, and that's the feeling that I'm getting there. So I'm going to pick a card for the trees. Excuse me for that sound. Pick a card for the trees. So this is a card combination. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking another card and I'm looking for details, looking to expand on the detail that I saw. So I asked inside my mind, how do I get more detail about these trees? Now, I got the Eight of Wands. Now, the Eight of Wands represents a very fast energy, a lot of movement, a lot of kind of interference. So what I feel this card is saying, where these kind of trees seem to be talking amongst one another, these are the challenges. And it seems like there seem to be a lot of them, and they seem to kind of be fast and furious. And as these are wands flying through the air. If you can imagine them as spears, right? They're kind of spears, and they're fast and they're flying. And by the time you get to 8, in terms of the way that the tarot is structured, you have the suit cards from 1 to 10. And when you begin at the beginning, you have a very slow movement. And then there's a lot of speed as you pick up. If you can imagine, you gather momentum. And by the time you're at 8, you've gathered a lot of momentum. And there's also a lot of karma involved in this card with the number 8. So I'm going to ask another question. Is there a possibility? I'd say yes. These cards together even would say yes, a possibility for a romantic relationship in the future. These cards feel very positive, Linda. So let me just do a past, present, future in this relationship. Past, present, future. So now I'm going to read these very quickly. Why did I do past, present, future? Because I just wanted to have a look. You've clearly got a trajectory. You've got a past with this person. And with this person, you want to know, is it going to be different to the way it was before, right? So this is the past, where you clearly had to find a very strong part of yourself and to gain a real, I'm trying to find the word, but it's that sense of when challenges come your way, if you, in the old past, used to crumble in front of them, you had to find a way to stay standing. And I think this is what you achieved because of the relationship in the past. And the relationship, obviously, right now is going through change, because this person has come back into your life. Now, where the relationship is moving into the future, you see a lot of emotion, right? Why do we see a lot of emotion? Because the Queen has the cup, and the Queen of Cups is she's much like the King of Cups, who can have a lot of emotion and sit on them and not actually show you that he's emotional. But the Queen of Cups allows herself to be emotional. But not only that, she's got this incredibly beautifully adorned cup. And look at all of the gold around her head. So I need to do 2 things. I need to tell you, Linda, that you're being incredibly guided by your angels. Look at these 2 angels sitting at the top of the chair. There's a beautiful pearl shell, and they're kind of angels, but fish. So what I'm being told is that your angel guidance is coming through very strongly through your crown chakra, and you need to listen to your intuition around this and go with it. And I know it's difficult to listen to your own intuition when you're which is why we're asking questions that, we need help sometimes to get past the emotion. And what I'm seeing here is that you're going to gain a lot from this relationship, whichever way it goes. Is there a possibility for romance? Absolutely. Okay, because she is the Queen of Romance, right? Am I seeing the Lover's card? Am I seeing the Two of Cups? No, but you've already been there. There's already that's already the substrate of the connection, the relationship. So whatever experience you're going to be having, it's very, very much guided. You're very much going to experience love and emotion. Here it is. And let's ask about, timing and success. Timing and success. So in this relationship, which seems to have, its own trajectory, timing is here, which is the King of Wands, right? So remember, wands is pretty quick. So I would say that this is going to happen a little quicker than you would imagine. And I think I said timing and success. And look at this here, the Hierophant. Well, we go to a priest to get married, don't we? But when we go into a church, but it feels like there's going to be an institution or something you're going to have to pass through this institution, be it a church, be it a lawyer, be it some kind of institution that you're going to move through, because we said timing and success. So this place is going to, in some ways, determine your success. So there's something that will be there that you'll have to move through to get the success of fulfilling the relationship. I hope that's helpful. We don't have anything kind of like really solid, but we have some things that are there. And Linda, as you're listening, if you want to ask anything in relation to that, because we've got 2 questions right here, right now, and we do have time, let me know. Let me know if any wants to ask a question, or you're all if you have any questions about the tarot, let me know. Linda Dross says, yes, perfect. Wonderful. It might be a bit of a dance. That's what it feels like. And because I asked, what does this card mean? And it's interesting, isn't it? Because there's 2 priests that are at the Pope's feet. There's 2 columns. There's 2 coins, and there's 2 ships. So there's something about the 2 here. Right here we have a 3rd person, but there's something about 2, and it might be that you need to keep yourself balanced around this whole relationship. So don't go too much into one side or the other. So maybe stay very centered around the idea of success in this relationship, especially if there's something standing in the way of success, right? That's outside of your control. Right. So I think this card is definitely about balance. You see him, he's kind of on one leg and his head's going the other way. So remain balanced is the message that comes through, and remain centered, right? And not so attached to the results. I think that's what's coming through. It's very strong, and it's a sense of you go through it, and you're going to go through the motions, and you're going to feel the emotions, and you're going to be in that relationship. And it's really important that there's you relating with the world. The way that you relate in this relationship is a message and a metaphor for how you want to be relating with the world, so that you are in it and that you are participating in it, but you remember who you are the whole time. We're not getting lost in a relationship. We know who we are. And so this is the reason that we do this work with the Bhagavad Gita and all the spiritual texts. The reason we read them is so that we can put them into practice in our world. And that's why we have relationships and children and attachments and all of this come into our lives. And once we're doing the work, once we're reading these spiritual texts and we're wanting to uplift our vibration, and we're wanting to bring these spiritual understanding into our daily lives, we have to walk the talk. We have to then say, okay, here is a challenge. Look at this relationship. Now, how do I want to be in this relationship? The primary relationship is with me and God. And if I'm letting God drive my chariot, which is what happens where Krishna is driving Arjuna's chariot in the Bhagavad Gita, or you allow Jesus to be the light, right? The light bearer in your life, or whatever spirituality that you have, whatever text you work with, if you allow God to be your guiding light in that way, then it's God's will over your will. And so then we're remembering and surrendering to the guidance that comes from within. And I really feel that that's the message, Linda. Does he have the fortitude to fight for us? Great question. That strength card is fortitude, but I feel that was about you. Does he have the fortitude to fight for us? I would say yes. This card to me is a yes. Would everybody agree? So everybody watching, right? This is the Two of Cups. Is somebody meeting you on your level in this cup, in these two cups, two of cups? Absolutely. Is there a yes? Is there somebody who wants to? So if somebody, even if they didn't have the fortitude, they would want to. So here you have the promise of somebody who really wants to bring it forward, right? They really want to have this strength to make it happen. So at least you know that their desire to make it happen is there. And is that not enough? So that at the end of the day, if it doesn't happen, this person gave everything they got. How much more of a person could we ask from them? So here you have this, you're meeting on level ground. You're bringing, both of you are bringing everything you have to the table. And then whatever happens has to be God's will. So best of luck. Linda, thank you so much for asking a question. I feel like we kind of got everything. We squeezed every little bit out of that we could. Thank you so much. Jennifer, you're up. Did you want a specific question, Jennifer, or did you want to a general reading? What would you like? You know, Jennifer, I know that you're studying the cards, and Jennifer's actually doing the play shop with me. Oh, here she is. Wonderful. Amy, hello. Amy, the party was amazing. It was really awesome. We had a juggler there, and the night before the party, the juggler and his hula hoop girlfriend, gorgeous, both of them. We met them today, and they were just beautiful people through and through. They have a pet duck. And all I kept thinking of the whole time was, I have a friend who has a pet duck too. I was thinking of Tara. Where is she tonight? I'll have to tell her. And I've been taking pictures of the duck, or people have sent me pictures of the duck because I wasn't anywhere near my phone today. But they had a pet duck called Wrinkles. She was so sweet. And oh my God, the duck was the life of the party. We did lots of hula hooping. There was juggling. It was really beautiful. Thank you. So Jennifer, on to your question. My question is, will the next man I meet with mutual attraction, interest, become my husband? I'm feeling a wee antsy yet excited, and patient too, if that makes sense. Yes, that does make sense. So how do we're not sort of grasping. I understand that you're patient because you're not grasping, right? And so you're willing to wait for that special person that's coming. And so here we go. We're now saying to the universe, you know, universe, this is what I desire. And I'm going to formulate the question now, which is why I'm going back to your question. Will the next man I meet with mutual attraction, interest, become my husband? Right. So we meet lots of people who are attracted to us, who we're attracted to them, right? But will that next one be your husband? So this is kind of like a yes, no, but we're going to look at relationship, right? Will the next man you meet be the husband? So I get the Two of Coins. Now we just spoke about the Two of Coins. I'm just reading the information on it. So I'm getting a hit on the green, which is a heart level. I'm getting a hit on the green of his shoes and the green here on the infinity symbol. I'm getting that you're going to meet somebody. It may not be the next person that you meet that you have a mutual attraction with is, let me see. So what I'm getting is that the next one is not going to be the one, but let's have a look at when the one is coming. So let's have a look. Is that true? Is what the intuition is coming about the next one? So my question now is the next one going to be like a fling or something, you know, very brief, and then the one after that? So let's ask, when is the one to whom you have this commitment, the one that becomes your husband, right? The one that I have that long-term committed relationship with, a marriage. When is he turning up? Because we didn't get it being the next one with whom you have mutual attraction, because this card kind of is lopsided. I'm getting a lopsided feeling when I look at this, right? Which is, we're reading this card differently because I'm connecting to different energy. And that's why the same card cannot mean exactly the same thing. So because I know you're studying with me in this course that's coming up, you're going to remember. You can't just read from the booklet. So if you were reading from the little booklet that comes inside the deck, you just read exactly the same thing. It would be confusing to just simply read from the book the same words with a different question and a different person, which is why we have to tap into the intuition. We have to tap into that information highway that comes in through the soul's inner senses, right? So the question that I'm going to ask is, we're going to reframe the question. We're going to say, okay, so when is the person, and we're now doing a when, right? When is this person going to come in? Yes, this is great wisdom for my tarot reading learning. Yeah. So when is this person that's going to become my husband coming in? When? Now I'm going to pick a card, one card, and I'm going to see what suit it has or whether it's a major arcana or minor arcana. When? I've got two cards. So I have two cards, and I've got the swords. I've got swords and cups. Now, swords and cups are surprisingly between sort of weeks to months and months to years. So it's actually in the months range. This is fantastic and exciting, Jennifer. Let's have a look. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So there's an offering at 2 months. Whenever you see the Knight of Cups, and I wish Kimberly would be here. So Kimberly Shipman is a friend who does show up sometimes on the lives, and she has done the Spirit on a Journey Arcana online course with me. Knight of Cups means someone is offering a cup, and that's at the 2-month level. Now, is this the one? Is this the one, right? Because we said, we don't quite know. It's not quite clear whether the next one with whom you have mutual attraction with is going to become a husband, right? Because this card is not so solid, right? There's kind of like he's on a stage, which means that, when you're on a stage, there's always something underneath the stage. So there's more to come in this card. There's more information that's required. And it's kind of like going up and down, right? Which means to me, it's not stable yet. So in your vibration right now, the idea that the next man that you meet, that, the idea that he would be your next husband has something that's not connecting in full vibration with that. So we asked, well, okay, so when will your husband come in? Well, what we got is the potential husband coming in at 2 months. So why is it that we would get such an odd sort of intuitive hit with this and then get a direct hit with, well, he's coming in 2 months? It's because we asked the question differently, right? We said, is the husband coming in then? Now, does this husband have to come in with a mutual attraction? Well, maybe this person comes in and it's not mutual. Maybe there's like a little bit here and a little bit there, and then it irons itself up and turns into a marriage. So see, there's the trick when we're putting in certain words into the question. So in this question, you put, I meet with mutual attraction and interest. Now, of course, that has to be. You wouldn't be with somebody in which it wasn't like that, in which it wasn't mutual, because at some point it has to become mutual for there to be a relationship, right? But for it to be the sort of the gateway in, maybe it's not the gateway in. Maybe the gateway is in something else. So let's ask to find out, what is the gateway? How is it that you two meet, right? Wow, look at this card, the Hanged Man. So we ask, how do you meet? Well, you meet in surrender, right? You meet in the, you and he potentially have completely surrendered to the idea that whoever comes will come at the divine right time. And I know that you already have this down because you are patient, right? There's no grasping. There's no, you're asking the question because you want to contribute and you want to be a part of the show. And, I'm so grateful. And so I have to take that into consideration when I'm answering the question. This isn't someone who's grasping at this straw. What you're doing is you're saying, okay, I'm going to ask this question because I want to have a look at it. And it's not, I'm not desperately attached to the answer. But what this this is a reminder. This card, the Hanged Man, is a reminder to completely give oneself over to the divine will, right? Because what's happened before this card, this is the card number 12. What's happened before this is the Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment and the Justice card. And the sort of circumstances that take us through the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice card is that we've done things and we've ended up, seeing the cause and effect of our actions. And what this particular card says is, well, how about we just completely, because when I act on my will over God's will, I find myself creating a mess. So how about I just sit back? What does that mean, to surrender to God's will? It means that you're going to surrender to your deep intuitive will, i.e., that you're going to move forward and take a step forward when you're connecting with your innermost teacher, and your innermost teacher being your intuition and your inner guidance. And when your inner guidance tells you to move forward, that's when you're going to move forward. And so we asked, right? We asked, here he is. Here he is. He exists. Does he not exist? And he exists as quickly as 2 months away, right? This is the man that you're going to marry. Is it going to be mutual interest and respect first up? We asked. Is that the way that it's going to be? It's going to be like this. It's not going to be, you're not going to be using the idea of mutual respect as the doorway into knowing which one it is. What you're going to do is you're going to surrender to your own divine will and allow that to move you and recognize who it is. And I believe that person will make themselves known in this way. When you get that internal hit that here is this person that's arrived, that's how I'm going to know internally that this is the person. Because you'll even know before the mutual interest. That's what I'm getting hit on. Surrender, she says. I recall Liz telling me once to stay open, that it might not be someone who would be obvious or someone who I would normally date. I think this is what it's talking about. Yes. Because when we put and it's not a condition actually, but it's just the question, right? I'm nitpicking the question because I rely on the question so much to answer. Right. And when the tarot gives me an answer back that's ambiguous, right, I have to make sense of, hang on, is it what the tarot, is it the message coming through spirit that's creating this ambiguous card, or is it my question that's creating an ambiguous answer? Right. So the clearer the question, the clearer the answer. And so what I did was I had to ask a few questions to get to to clarify it all, right? And I believe that what Liz is saying has told you once, and what the Hanged Man is saying is the same thing, right? And that it may not look the way that you think it is. Because why do we say that about the Hanged Man? I mean, look at him. This man is upside down. So when we're right side up, right? When we're right side up, what are we doing? We're thinking with our head. And what's our head thinking? Well, our head is thinking this and blah, blah, blah. And oh my God, and we've got our arms crossed. And meanwhile, the divine is handing us this cup of love. And we're not looking at, we're not seeing it. I don't know where this card came from, but it clearly came from somewhere. It does exemplify the fact that if we get out of our head, and we have to do that in surrender, all of us, we have to get, because the divine thought. Oh, hang on, let me bring it back. So we've got, here he is with his hair all hanging down. And let's see if I can bring it back. What we got? Has anybody got any charities while I'm trying to get the camera to focus on me? There we go. A little trick that my other friend Jennifer told me about. Thank you so much, Jennifer Hernandez. So Jennifer said, I recall Liz telling me, surrender, master level ninja teaching. Oh my God, that was such a healing, sacred reading. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Jennifer, for asking that question. Yeah. So when he's upside down, he's out of his head. And it's sometimes we have to be turned upside down, don't we? It's like sometimes like life shakes us upside down. It's like stop, stop thinking that way. So that it's very simple, isn't it? Once we get that kind of like clarity, it's like, oh, right, I understand. It becomes very crystal clear. I can feel that crystal clearness energy of it. Wonderful. But congratulations, 2 months. I am excited. Totally excited. I cannot wait for you. And I hope we get to be back on here. Surrender equals always wear lipstick. That's awesome. I love that. Thank you, Jennifer. That's so awesome. Now, I just wanted to check in with everybody. So tonight we've just got 20 minutes left. I'm only going for an hour tonight. I hope you all don't mind. The children have turned 9, and I promised them I'd spend some extra time with them today. We had a wonderful day celebrating their birthday. So, Amy, did you say you have a question? How can I make things happy and better in my relationship and home life? Sure, I'll definitely get to that. Now, I think my friend Karina said she was going to come on. We'll see if she can. But does anybody have a charity that's close to their heart? Because we're going to pull one out of a hat. And so far, I don't think I saw anybody with anything. Charities anybody has? We might have to do a little bit of research because I don't even have any for me. Oh, the Wheelchair Association. Amy, if you're still here. So we have 2. Linda just did one for us. The El Shaddai Charitable Trust in Goa, India. Thank you, Linda. What I'm going to do is rip a piece of paper. So this is the Goa, India. This is the El Shaddai. El Shaddai Charitable Trust in God. Thank you. In Goa, India. I know that Amy has put up the Irish Wheelchair Association, so that's going to be the second one. I'm putting everything in my little silver bag here. Association, wonderful. Bum, bum, bum. So Amy says, yes, I need a rock bottom build-up bump. Amy, here you are. How can I make things happy and better in my relationship and home life? Well, see, that's a question that is asking for detail. And in that way, we can pick one card and just tell a story, right? So, Amy, here you go. I hope you're still interested in coming to the workshop. Let me know. And get on in. I've sent the registration emails out. So if you get registered, and because you were one of the people that I'd forgotten, and you're going to be our 9th person. So come on in, because 9's a wonderful number. This is for you, Amy. Oh, this is a wonderful card. So as a story, even though there's not much color in this card, you see it only has 2 colors, the blue and the orange. But the blue is the throat chakra. And I know the orange, and I was with Amy on her Friday aromatherapy class, and that was really wonderful, Amy. And you talked about orange, and the orange is the second chakra, the sacral chakra, right? And this orange, there's a lot of healing happening around this orange chakra in the family. And you can't make this up, can you? There's a man, a woman, and a child. And these are the members of your family. And you see how they're going from stormy waters to calm waters. You don't need to do anything, Amy. There's nothing you need to do. And in fact, if you hold firm in your mind to 2 things where you're reframing everything into the positive, and you're keeping firm in your grounded ways where you're grounding any energies or emotions that become overwhelming. This is what I feel, these 2 swords that are on top of you, and they're both in you actually. And then there's the 4 swords that are in front. So what you have here is that you maintain your eye on the goal. So the goal is good communication. The goal is, keeping a happy, vibrant sort of way of living with the family, all the time. The idea that we can make a goal to kind of have fun every day. Hey, did we actually have our fun today? Did we get to do one thing that was super fun today? And so I think these are the goals, and that you're keeping all of goals at the forefront of your mind. And these are the two things that you actually do. These feel like physical actions that you're doing. And then here, this is your partner. He keeps you grounded, and he's pushing the boat. And so in that way, this is the work that you're doing in your thoughts and in your actions. And you're going from stormy waters to calmer waters. And I believe it's just going to take time. So how much time? It's actually, I got a swords card. So when I choose a card that is about timing, I look to see the suit. The wands are the quickest, the swords are the next quickest, the cups are a little bit slower, and then the pentacles are the slowest. Actually, that's not true. They're slow, and then even slower than that are the major arcana. And what I have here are swords. So this is like in the weeks range. So I think you're going to start feeling it really in the next couple of weeks, especially when you're putting all that into practice. Hey, hi. Oh, that's so lovely. Thank you so much. The way you read the cards is just so amazing. Oh, that's so nice of you to say. Thank you. We're looking at details. Yeah. So, if you want to learn how to read the tarot, and I do my best to teach the way that I read in the course, or certainly that's what I'm doing here in the lives, right? You could just watch the live. We could watch the lives together, and you could watch the lives, and I can talk with you, and you could just do what I do, right? Because you can read a card, but what you want to do is make sure that in the delivery, you're taking into consideration what's being asked and how you. So this is the happiness card, Amy. This is the one where the big picture comes in, right? And everything comes into balance, and everything is in sort of wholeness and completion, wholeness and wellness, right? Every day in every way, I'm feeling grateful. I'm coming for sure. Can't wait, hun. And thank you for coming last night. Thank you, Amy. Won't be long. Couple of weeks is you're gonna be seeing how your steadfastness in your thoughts and actions is going to bring you the results that you want to be seeing. Because sometimes we're not seeing the results immediately, and I feel it's because the actions that we've taken previously are still unfolding in terms of the karmic energy and vibration. Whatever we set in motion some time ago needs to die off. The energy needs to die off. And of course, the way that we do that is we stop paying attention to the negative, and we stop paying attention to the drama that we've created. And then if we just look at that drama, but reframe it into the positive, and I know you can do that. You're a powerful reframer. Then you just keep bringing everything into that, and you keep pulling it into the goal that you want to receive, and you're going to succeed. Right? How do we know? We're going to pull a card. Will she succeed? Yeah. Is this guy a success? Does anybody doubt whether the Emperor can do stuff? I wouldn't want to stand in front of him and doubt him. So yes, use your passion. You can do it. Okay, so we've got two charities to choose from. It's going to be one of these lucky charities. Woohoo! It's going to be a short one tonight. Marlene, thank you so much. All right, here we go. There's only two to choose from. I'm kind of flicking between the two. It could be either the Wheelchair Association of Ireland or this charitable association in Goa, India, Goa, El Shaddai Charitable Trust in Goa. Do you know a little bit of what they do? I'm actually excited to find out. I wonder what they do. I'm sure they do good work. All right, here it is. It's the Wheelchair Association of Ireland. Oh, can you see it? There's too much of me in here. Anyway, trust me, it says Wheelchair Association. It's just all blurry. It looks like wheelchair. It's the Wheelchair Association of Ireland. Yay! This is the charity for the month of November that we'll be sending off our 30% of proceeds to. Yay! And tonight, is there anyone else who wants to have a reading? Now, we have time for one last question. And in fact, while we're here, I want everybody to pick a number between 1 and 10. I'm giving away a 30-minute reading. And I have the number in my mind. So I hope somebody gets it right on. Or the person who gets closest to it will win it. Yahoo! Oh, Marlene, you hit the nail on the head. It's 8. Congratulations, Marlene. You got it. Did I say it too early? I'm sorry if I did. I'm sorry if everybody didn't get a chance to put it down. Oh, forgive me. I just jumped in there. I saw it. So you were the first one to say 8, so you got it. Wonderful. Any questions, anybody? If somebody wants to buy a reading now, I'm going to match the donation and add in an extra little bit myself. Congrats, Marlene. Woohoo! Hey, the wheelchairs are buzzing. Awesome. I'm going to pull a card for the group, just a message for the group, right? Now, here is this. I actually use, this is a little statue of Merlin, which I've promised to send to a friend of mine. And here it is. My friend Donna. Don't know why. Hang on. Is it too close? There he is. Look at this wise man. He looks a little bit like the Hermit card. Doesn't that we studied to... Oh. Jennifer Hernandez, I need you. Here we go. We're probably going to end up having the rest of the show in this out of focus. There we go. It's coming back. So this is Merlin, the magician. And above, so below. Wonderful. Marlene, get in contact with me, please. And we'll get that going. So here's the wizard, and what I wanted to do was pull out the Hermit. We talked about him the other week, and I neglected to mention Merlin because the Hermit is Merlin, and in some decks they have illustrated him. Right? I mean, are these two not exactly the same? Outside the fact that this one's got stars and he's holding, the flame. Right. So is Merlin a magician? Well, yes. Is he holding a magical staff? Yes, as is the Hermit. The Hermit is holding a magical staff and he's holding the light. They're both holding the light, aren't they? So in the tarot, you've got the Hermit holding this 6-pointed star, because we understand as above, so below. But here he's holding a flame, so he understands the elements. And the upward triangle is air and the downward triangle is fire. So the Hermit also understands the elements, right? And these two cards, I mean, they're almost mirror images, this little statue and this card. So whenever you see the Hermit, I hope you think of Merlin and magic too, because everything is a symbol. And in tarot, it's really important that you create your own symbolic system. And when you're reading the cards. And you can use Merlin and the magician. Oh, we've got the Emperor there. So let's pull You can also save up this reading for a rainy day if you ever want. You can have it now, or you could gift it to a friend, Marlene, if you wanted to. You could gift it to a family member, or, whatever you wanted to do with it is perfectly okay with me. It's a 30-minute reading. We can get a lot done in half an hour. Okay, here we go. This is the last card of the evening because I'm finishing up early tonight. I hope people don't mind. You were thinking that too, were you? Well, you see, I read your mind, Marlene. I can't read your mind. Nobody can read your mind. Isn't that wonderful? Whatever goes on in our mind is personal and pure. So thanks, Amy. For your sister, that's perfect. Yeah, let's do it. We'll do it for your sister. Wonderful. You just let me know. You email me, let me know when she's available, and we'll do it. So this is for us, the group. Oh, look at the Knight of Cups has come back. Now, how do you read the Knight of Cups when you're not reading the card in the context of a relationship? So we need to read this in a very different way. In astrology, this is the Scorpio, but there's also Pisces here with these little fish, right? So this is kind of water on water, and it's a very sort of water is emotions, and the emotions in this card are kind of slippery. They're not really staying around because you've got this horse that's in motion. And so I feel that the message coming through for the group through this card is to remember that emotions travel fairly quickly, and that when emotion arises, it really only lasts for about 90 seconds. And that if we were to allow emotion to be the energy that it is, we could let it rise and fall without milking it. And what I mean by milking it is we milk it with our thoughts, so that once a negative emotion arises, say sadness or anxiety or panic, we're often propelled to think something. And once we start feeling sad, we tend to think sad thoughts. And so if we were to say, oh, I feel emotion arising, let me be with it. How can I be with this emotion right now without thinking anything, that tells a story about something? How can I let my emotion simply be without attaching it to the story of why it came up? Let's say it came up because of something that's happened. If this emotion could just be the reaction that it is without it needing to be anything more, I believe that all emotions go up and down like in a bell curve, right? And in time, if we even if they do this, oh, it's come and it's gone, oh, it's come and it's gone, oh, it's come and it's gone, the fact that it keeps visiting is just the fact that there's sadness there, for example, if sadness is the emotion. But does that mean that it needs to turn into anything else? It could just be on its own, a feeling on its own. So I feel that's the message that was coming through about emotions, right? And they're just visitors like that horse, and they're just walking in and walking out again. They don't have to stay for very long. We can let water be slippery and liquidy and just move on its course like a river. It doesn't have to sit anywhere like a pool of water. I know I like to jump in pools of water like the best of us. Oh, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for contributing to Rainforest Flow. I know Nancy's going to be so delighted that we've done this incredible work these last 2 months to give. And I'll be posting on social media this week. I'll let everybody know on Instagram and Facebook how much we're donating. And the day that I donate, I'll make sure that I post that too. So super excited to be doing that for Rainforest Flow. Thank you so much. And also very excited to be working with the Wheelchair Association of Ireland, and for me to get to know about all the good work that they do. So please stay tuned. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming tonight. Thank you so much for asking questions. And I will see you all next week for a regular show, and for 90-minute regular show. And thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much. I'm going to send you the registration, Amy. You bet. Absolutely. Have a great, great night, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.